welcome to UCL's Centre for Artificial Intelligence 15-minute meet series, exploring all things AI. I'm joined today by Tom Kneen, who is part of the CTO office at Cisco UKI. Cisco are one of the founding partners of UCL's Centre for Artificial Intelligence, so it's a real privilege to speak to you today, Tom. Thanks for giving up the time.
Yeah, hi Mark, good to see you.
So Tom, we're starting these interviews by asking, how are you finding lockdown? How's it going for you?
Yeah, no, it's quite interesting. I think I'm in week 9 because Cisco started the lockdown about a week before the UK lockdown for all of our staff globally. So from a personal level, it's been quite interesting. I've got both of my teenage university age kids back home, so we're all getting to know each other a little better than we probably expected to. But I think from a personal level, we'll probably all look back on this as kind of a special time, where we've had to bond together and spend good quality time together. From a work perspective, I have to say, and you'd expect that, I think working for a technology company like Cisco, we've been kind of pretty much flat out. So it's been almost as busy, if not busier, than we've ever been, because we've obviously tried to be helpful in what we're offering in terms of technology and solutions to organizations that need it to get through the crisis. And actually, as we've got into it, I think more and more people have got used to it. So our customers and the normal meetings we've just adapted to this technology, and it's been fine. But I have to say, video is probably not designed for all-day meetings every day, but it's certainly good for keeping connected and keeping things moving when we're in this sort of lockdown situation.
And have there been any particular, perhaps unique challenges or opportunities you hadn't foreseen? I suppose Cisco, by its nature, having a web meeting platform, is right at the forefront of everything that's going on.
Yes, I think first of all, from a business perspective, I think the challenges that we've had primarily have been in our supply chain and for the manufacturing, because we can probably have 95% of our organisation working from home. But you still have certainly on some of the hardware side of things, still have to manufacture things, and the kind of component shortages, logistics, and just making sure that we can keep some of those factories moving has probably been the main challenge. Locally in the UK, we were part of the Nightingale project, so the very rapid deployment of the new hospitals in the XL in the NEC, for example, very much part of that. So we were kind of helping to design and build hospitals in a matter of weeks, work that would normally take our team kind of several months. But I guess that's probably the main area of challenges that we've had.
That must have been a fascinating project, both in its sort of speed of deployment and importance.
No, absolutely. I think it was an incredible coming together. Many people initially having to talk in this type of environment to design and build, state-of-the-art environments in an fairly unknown kind of situation, to be honest, because you don't normally expect to build a high-tech hospital in the midst of a exhibition hall. But all came together very successfully, and I think everybody was very pleased with the result and the fact that we're part of that, and it's served its purpose.
Yeah, certainly an amazing project. Maybe, Tom, you could tell us a bit more about your role at Cisco and particularly the remit of the CTO office.
Yeah, so the CTO office is a team of us that work under our CTO, Chintan Patel. And essentially, we look at kind of new technology areas that are important to Cisco and our customers and our partners. So those will be emerging technology areas, things like 5G, things like AI and machine learning, obviously, and things like security. So we'll be looking to see what the impact of those technologies is going to be at a sort of country level, and what the opportunities that creates, and who we should be working with and partnering with. But we also then look at specific sectors, and we tend to sort of be guided sometimes by things like the government's industrial strategy. So we'll take the longer term view from a business development perspective on things like rail, the rail sector, the smart mobility sector, so autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, things like that. And we'll look and seek out opportunities for research projects, applied research projects, proof of concepts, all of those types of things. So relatively small team, but given license to go and explore around those areas. And then obviously key to that is our kind of important partnerships with universities. So my role, or another role that I have within the group, is actually to look after and put together our strategic partnerships with universities. And out of, I don't know, there's nearly 200 universities across the UK and Ireland. We'll probably have a very close and strategic working relationship with about 10 or 12 universities.
Great. And with that in mind, Tom, maybe you could tell us a bit more about Cisco's partnership with UCL Centre for Artificial Intelligence, because as we know, Cisco was one of the founding partners. So it'd be great to hear a bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of these things, I mean, Cisco's had a relationship with UCL for many, many years, probably, most of our lifespan, actually. So, going back nearly 35 years, to be honest. And we've done many things together and a lot of research type projects. So it was kind of fortuitous that at the same time that UCL were thinking of kind of consolidating their kind of AI resources and machine learning resources into something that was very distinct from a UCL perspective, they happened also to be looking for interesting partners. And actually from a Cisco perspective, we were somewhat frustrated that we were using a lot of AI and machine learning already in our technologies and our solutions, but it wasn't visible to people because it's very much buried in kind of infrastructure a lot of the time. So it's not apparent to people that we do have something to say, and we do use a lot of those type of technologies, and therefore we want to be very much on the forefront from a research point of view as well, and applied research. So whilst we were looking to get involved in some kind of activity or initiative like the AI Centre, it was just really good fortune that we all came together and started having conversations with David Barber and John Shaw Taylor just at the right time, really, when everybody was thinking along the same line. So that was our kind of thinking of getting in and why we wanted to get involved.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. You've kind of touched on my next question there, actually, which was what benefit does Cisco derive from an academic partnership with the likes of UCL? And I guess it's multifaceted from what you were describing there, and perhaps across the breadth of things that Cisco does.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think historically, it's just been a great exchange of talent. At the basis of a university and at the basis of a good company is talent, and we want the best talent. And I think UCL always want their students and senior students to have the best development opportunities as well. So historically, there's been a lot of exchange, through internships and longer term internships. We run an international internship program that UCL been one of the biggest users of, where students go across for a year to San Jose in California and get work experience. We, through the work with the AI Centre, have now started sponsoring scholarships for AI masters as well, and they're to kind of more the underrepresented end of the spectrum, and hopefully girls into that field as well, which is a big thing for Cisco generally across technology, trying to bring more girls into the technology sector and to lead in the technology sector. So I think if you think of the pillars of the AI Centre around innovation, research and talent, I think all of those things have been facets of the partnership that we've had, because we've also been involved in things like Ideal London for many years, which was all about helping to drive entrepreneurship and supporting fantastic early stage startups into their early development, if you like.
Yeah, that's really great. And I suppose a lot of people might be interested, Cisco being a large organization, how intrinsic is AI to the future business model of Cisco and to its business operation as you plan for the future?
Yeah, I mean, clearly, as I said earlier, it's a technology that's embedded across all of our kind of architectures and in our technologies. So whether it's the kind of automation of kind of the core networking business, or data centers and the deployment of data centers and then the move to the cloud. I think COVID-19 has done one thing, which is to highlight to people the importance of that all being automated and for people not having to visit site, and the strength of that kind of capability. So that's one end of things. A big part of our business is in the security space, and machine learning has played a big role in the way that our intelligent security solutions have have come together, and obviously being able to detect patterns of malware, and just detecting patterns in encrypted traffic, etc. We've applied a lot of that technology there. And then of course in this field, as we come out of kind of the COVID world, people are going to be less inclined to want to touch things and touch screens. So we already have in our collaboration and WebEx product line and our video product line, voice activated capability for starting meetings. We have embedded intelligence in the screen, so if we wanted to, we could have exchanged quite a lot of information just through the technology today, Mark, and found out a lot about each other in the new world as we see WebEx going forward. And we call that cognitive collaboration, so that we almost produce like a LinkedIn summary of each other's profile, so that we're well prepared for the meetings when we go in. We use it a lot internally at the moment, so that in a big organization like Cisco, you go into a meeting, you're not going to know everybody sometimes, so it already prepares you internally, and we're exposing that now to our customers as well, who are finding it something they really want to grab.
That sounds like a great tool, and but that's certainly one aspect of the future. I was interested to know, Tom, what other.
Should have added one thing on the business side of things. Obviously, we also see data science as a key resource that we have to have in the organisation to support the business operations as well. So we already have two kind of big data science hubs, one in Canada and one in Poland, where we have people who do a lot of market intelligence work and a lot of kind of competitive analysis and customer analysis as well, and sector analysis.
Very interesting, and interesting to hear the global reach of the teams there. We're asking everyone in the series about future applications of AI. So you've kind of touched on a couple of interesting examples that Cisco have got already. Are there any particular aspects of AI that most excite you as we move towards the future?
Yeah, I think I mean, beyond the great work that I think AI and machine learning can do in the health space, which is kind of obvious that everybody wants that to be something that's going to find faster and quicker cures and quicker detection of disease and things. I think that is obviously a key area. The things that I think I get inspired about are around kind of sustainability and the kind of future of the planet type stuff. Come across a few interesting projects where kind of AI machine learning technologies are being applied in things like the fishing sector, and the future of the oceans and that type of thing. So I think there's a great sustainability, and I know that UCL have a AI for the good of the world as part of your kind of strategy, and it's very similar to Cisco in that respect. And then I think the world of kind of NLP, being able, as AI gets deeper, there's a long way to go for AI to really understand, the written page, or a full make sense of a full article, and actually behave like a human in reaction to that. So I think that's an interesting world. And then the whole kind of area of intelligent video, for us, I think that's got a long way to go. Even COVID-19 has thrown up some interesting new use cases and applications that we're thinking about, that can help the kind of recovery phase that we're going to go into, to get the world moving again. And beyond that, there's an immense kind of great deal that I think can come from kind of computer imaging and AI coming together. And obviously the whole world of autonomous systems, whether it's the cars, things that we're going to see in the office, I find personally quite exciting as well.
Amazing. Yeah, thanks very much, Tom, and really interesting to hear your answers, and also to hear how Cisco is really at the forefront of a number of AI fields and disciplines. It was really great to talk to you today. Really appreciate your time, and hopefully we can catch up with you and Cisco again on the 15-minute Meet series in the not too distant future.
Oh, absolutely. I'll look forward to that in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom.